If you have ever missed a deadline and quietly called yourself lazy for it, there's a brain scan that says you were wrong. Chronic procrastinators' brains run a measurably quieter internal alarm system than everyone else's, even when real money's on the line. A wiring difference that has nothing to do with willpower, and researchers only worked out why a few years ago. Somewhere between 20 and 25% of adults qualify as chronic procrastinators, according to a meta-analysis covering decades of research at the University of Calgary. And that number has been climbing for years. If that's you, you're about to hear the actual research on why the willpower explanation has been wrong for a long time, and what your brain is really doing instead. Here's the assumption almost everyone carries into that moment. Procrastination is a time management failure, a discipline problem you can fix with a better planner, a stricter calendar, or enough willpower. An entire industry sells that assumption back to you in the form of productivity apps, courses, and creators, promising a system that will finally make you consistent. Dr. Timothy Cycle has spent more than 20 years at Carleton University studying procrastination directly, and his research points somewhere else entirely. Procrastination is an emotion regulation problem, not a time management problem. Piers Steel's meta-analysis, 691 correlations, pulled from decades of studies, backs him up. The strongest predictors of procrastination turned out to be task aversiveness, low confidence in your own ability, and how steeply your brain discounts a reward that's still far away in time. Far more than the anxiety or messy personality most people blame instead. Call it biology running arithmetic your brain never asked your permission for. Here's the part that's going to bother you most. Neuroscientists have actually watched that arithmetic happen inside a procrastinator's brain in real time with real money on the line. In 2019, researchers at the Nencki Institute in Warsaw put 36 adults inside an MRI scanner and ran a task with real financial punishment attached to every mistake. Half of them chronic procrastinators, half of them not. When the low procrastinators faced the chance of losing real money, their brains lit up exactly where you'd expect, in the anterior cingulate cortex, the region that fires an internal alarm when something is about to go wrong. The chronic procrastinators facing the identical threat showed almost nothing. Their alarm system ran measurably quieter, a wiring difference more than a lack of effort. Their brains were built to sound the alarm late, often too late to matter. A 2024 study out of NYU found something almost as strange. Researchers tracked participants across a real 109-day task and discovered that people who discount future rewards more steeply really do procrastinate more, but only when you measure their day-by-day progress in fine detail. Every earlier study that just asked people to self-report, which is nearly all of them, missed the pattern completely. Stay with the evidence for one more minute, because the same pattern that broke the research also broke the advice built on top of it. Meanwhile, the advice built to fix this has its own credibility problem. The productivity movement's most repeated line, "Eat a live frog every morning and nothing worse will happen to you all day," is usually credited to Mark Twain. Twain never wrote it. The real author was a French writer named Nicolas Chamfort 2 centuries earlier, making an entirely different point that had nothing to do with a to-do list. A large piece of the industry telling you how to fix your brain doesn't even know where its own foundational advice came from. The mismatch shows up clearly in the real world. Roughly 43% of people who download a habit tracking app abandon it within 30 days. The app was built to manage a calendar, and the problem people needed solved lives somewhere else entirely. Psychologist Fushia Siroa at Durham University has spent 20 years studying why. Her research shows something almost too strange to be a metaphor. Your brain treats your future self roughly the way it treats a stranger. Handing tomorrow's problem to tomorrow's version of you doesn't feel like betrayal, because tomorrow's version of you doesn't quite feel like you yet. You're quietly handing tomorrow's version of you the plan and trusting a stranger to carry it out. In November of 2025, researchers at UC Santa Barbara tested something simpler, a 2-minute reflection exercise. Done in the moment a task starts to feel unbearable. It worked because it addressed the actual emotion in that moment, the exact thing every calendar app had been missing. 200 years before any of this research existed, Pope Leo X looked at the most talented painter he had ever commissioned and said the man would never finish anything because he started by imagining the ending before he'd even begun. He was talking about Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci was given about 7 months to paint the Mona Lisa. He took closer to 15 years, and by most accounts, he never once considered it finished. On his deathbed, he said he regretted not having worked at his art the way he should have. He also, somewhere in those 15 years, produced the most famous painting on Earth. This is your permission to stop treating a missed deadline as proof that something is wrong with your character. The evidence says otherwise, huh? Your brain is running an old calculation, built for threats that are close and physical, inside a world that mostly hands it threats that are distant and abstract. The researchers who study this for a living stopped asking how to make people more disciplined a long time ago. The better question they landed on is how to make tomorrow feel like it belongs to you instead of to somebody else.